about something.
All right, I'll repeat that. So that way it's in the recording. Ask your questions as you go, because I don't want you to wait to the end. So if you need to interrupt me, that's fine. If I'm going to cover it, I'll let you know. I'll say, oh yeah, I'm going to cover that. But ask a bunch of questions, because if I don't know the answer, I'm going to try and find out for you, because I like to think I know everything on this, but there's some things I've done 2 videos now on comparing the free version of StreamYard and the paid for version of StreamYard. So watch those videos if you want to see the free part. Today, we're going to be talking about the paid for version and all the features that it has on there. The other thing is my headset goes out. So I want you to ask questions. So every once in a while, I'll just kind of chat or talk or whatever. That's fine. I want this to be interactive, and you can load this and go right along with me. Even with the free version, you can go along and you can find out what's free, what's not.
Yeah.
And I'm going to walk you through all of that stuff and show you how to do some of this stuff. So, that being said,
Michael, I have to tell you, this is just so timely for me. I just purchased my first month of StreamYard.
Great. Fantastic. That's awesome. That's good. That's good to hear. So yeah, that's going to work out perfect for you then. Jolyn, go ahead. Jolyn, you had a question beforehand, but that I'd like to get recorded. Go ahead and ask your question now, if you don't mind.
Well, I know that StreamYard is browser-based. I'm just wondering if it is specifically browser-based. Does one browser work better over another? Is it tuned more to Edge or Chrome or Safari or Brave?
That's a great question. It's an awesome question, actually. I will say this: you can start StreamYard from your phone. You can start StreamYard from an iPad. You can start this from Safari. You can start this from Edge. You can start this from Chrome. You can start it from anywhere. Does it work better than others in certain areas? I think they concentrate a lot on Chrome. I'm saying StreamYard does, only because there's such a plethora of people that use Chrome versus other browsers, but not to say that they don't work on other stuff. They have the toughest time, like a lot of people, with Safari. And the reason is because Apple doesn't like to cooperate with anyone. They want you in their system. And I'm just telling you the way it is. I'm not criticizing or anything like that. That's just the way it is. So I would say if you're going to use it, probably the best choice is to use Chrome. That's what I would say personally. I have used it from the other ones because we've actually I needed something that was recorded, and it was before I was using Zoom. So I did it on Edge a couple times and it worked fine. The other thing I did too was I've done it from my phone, flawless. It was perfect. Even with whoever I was connecting and inviting guests, all of that worked amazing. I did the whole event from my phone. I was at a remote location on a job site, started it up from my phone and went from that. So even though I didn't have all the graphics and the fun stuff and all the extra things that I add to it, it was really kind of cool because I was able to do that from my phone. That's not a lot of people that have these services have that capability, which is pretty awesome. So
I remember when you mentioned they'd gone to the phone capability. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's not an app. I'm impressed. It's not an app.
Just uses the browser.
You just log in and go. Yeah, it's awesome. It's pretty fantastic. So, all right. That being said, let's dive in. Let's get into it. Okay.
I was just logging in on another machine.
Okay.
So
Okay.
follow along.
All right. Let me spotlight myself. I'm going to screen share. The other thing that I like about StreamYard specifically, you don't log in. I mean, you don't have to have a password. What you do is you just I put in my email address and then get a login code. And then I have to get that. So what I'm doing now is waiting. So I'm going to pull my email in so you can see. This is my Tinkering with Tech email. They gave me the code. So now I can just enter that code number. And I'm going to do that real quick.
It also works to copy and paste.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So once I have that login code, now it brings me to you're going to see this page. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you be logged in from 2 different devices at the same time, say a computer and a phone?
Yeah, that's a great feature that they have. Yes, you can. That is super fantastic. So if you're trying to get a second camera, that's a way to get a second camera is the way I look at that. Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Keep in
Yeah.
mind that Michael and I use the same account, and we're in 2 different states using 2 different computers.
Correct. Yeah. And we're logged into the same account. Yeah. Thank you, Heather. So it brings you immediately to the broadcast section. You would possibly have nothing here. One thing you want to do when you first get a StreamYard account is set up your destinations. Where are you going to be going? So find out, here's all the destinations Heather and I both have because we're both logged in the same account. And you just click this button to add a destination, and they have Facebook profile. You can see right here, Facebook page, Facebook group. I have all of those. You can go to any one of those. YouTube channel, Heather's YouTube channel. So my channel and her channel, which is really cool. But, you know, people ask all the time, hey, listen, I have a guest on and I want to send to his YouTube channel. Well, he has to give you all of his credentials, his password, everything to his YouTube channel for you to be able to log in to do that. So no, you can. I mean, yes, you can, but no, you can't. It's how much you trust or he trusts you to give up his password to his YouTube. I don't, you know, Heather and I trust each other. Oh, go ahead.
But it's not just the YouTube channel that you're getting a password to. It's their Gmail account, their everything. Whatever account is tied to their YouTube channel.
Their Google account. Yes, their Google account. Correct.
They have to trust you with everything.
Yep.
And you have to accept that responsibility too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
and
point.
something to keep in mind is that no.
Hold on, one at a time. What was that?
All right.
Chris?
I would say you can't do it just as a man. I can make another person a manager on my YouTube account.
But as a manager, you don't give your password. You don't give your password to them. Well, the problem is that you have to, when I go and click that destination, I have to put in my credentials. So I have to put in and be in with that account in order to get that in there. So as a manager, if they don't have your password, they can't get into your account.
Credentials of a manager is not good enough for StreamYard, is what I'm.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Facebook, same as anything else. That Facebook for that other person, you have to sign in to get to that page, or sign in to get to that group, or sign in to get to that. Heather, you're going to say?
Yeah, what you're doing is you're allowing StreamYard access to change title, upload, delete, everything on that account. So, and that's for Twitch, that's for YouTube, that's for Facebook, all of those. What you're doing is you're giving that access, and that is a user access only, not a manager permission.
Correct.
Okay.
And so you can see here, I have my personal Periscope, and then I have the tinkering Periscope, which is going away. I don't know if you've heard that, but it is going away. Periscope they're getting rid of. But anyway, I have it. I have my Twitch account. You can see Heather has her Twitch account. Then I have my Restream account, and I have Heather's Restream account. All of those there. The one I don't have, hold on, Lolan, I'll get to you in just a second. They also have LinkedIn as a destination, and I have not been approved for LinkedIn, but I haven't really pushed it either. I just did it one time just to see if I could. And I don't use LinkedIn that much, but that's something that you have to, LinkedIn has to allow you to get in there and become a live streamer and make sure that you're active, I think. I don't know what their prerequisite is, but that is a possibility as well. Lolan.
Roz and I were hoping that StreamYard would let you stream to Discord, but I don't see it in your list.
Discord right now, as far as I know, it does not have, you can do, if they will accept RTMP, but they don't, I don't believe, Discord, you can do, I'm going to show you, add a destination. I can do a custom RTMP. So you can always do a custom RTMP. So if Discord allows that, but I don't think they do. I'm not positive of that because it changes all the time.
Okay.
So so if they do have that capability, then you would be able to put the custom RTMP to allow StreamYard to be embedded on your website or to be embedded wherever, if your website has that capability. And here's all the destinations you can see. You can see all of these, all the Facebook ones I mentioned, the YouTubes, Periscope, Twitch, Restream, custom, and they're open to, they want to hear if you have something like you go to, I'm trying to think of like Dustin TV or something like that. If you want that destination, they want to hear people. If a lot of people are asking for those, they're trying to add more. So be sure to send feedback. That is destinations. So set up your destinations first. So now when I go to create a broadcast, I'm going to click this button. I'm going to show you first. I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to show you past broadcast. All of you know the things that I do. So Friday night's game night, here's a copy of it. It records everything here. You have a recording whenever you do a lot. So you don't even have to send to a destination sometimes. If you wanted to just get a recording of whatever you're doing, you can do that. So if I click the three dots, I can, here's where I can invite guests to that. I don't know why you would to a past broadcast, but we could. I can delete it. I can view on Facebook, view on YouTube. It'll take you to those links where you recorded those, because I recorded those three to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And then I can here's my I can download the recording. Boom, click that, I can download. I keep that for, I want to say 30 days. I can't remember what the exact, I can't remember exactly what it is, but they keep all of these for 30 days and they don't no further than that. Really cool. I mean, really great option, you know, and again, this is on the paid version. You don't get these same things on the free version. So keep that in mind. But then when I did my fantasy, my Tinkering with Tech live show, I mean, it has all that. You can see there. I can load more. I could probably go back to a date. So it's back in the beginning of December. So I have time to get it if I want to download it and have it for my own. But remember, since I'm recording to YouTube, I always have it over there too, because I have it as a recording on YouTube as well. So that's past broadcast. That kind of shows you and walks you through that area. Upcoming broadcasts, here's where I can create one. Here's where I keep a test in there. Heather and I keep a test. So if we want to test something, or if they have a new feature, we can come up with testing it and seeing what some of the things it does. I just hit a button like this and hit create broadcast. I can send it to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. If I wanted to, if Heather and I wanted to do one simultaneously, I could do to her Twitch channel and my Twitch channel. I can do all that kind of stuff. It's really kind of cool. Since we do share an account, we can do that kind of thing. When I'm doing this, it adds different features too. On my headset. Y'all can talk, say something.
Yeah, hello.
There we go. Thank you.
It only works if we're unmuted.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I could just say like a test workshop demo, and then I can
wanted
put
to
a
tell you while you're typing
Go ahead.
that, I wanted to tell you that I am back as far as May 14th, and I can still load more on our list of
That's incredible.
past broadcasts. So just letting you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that might, I will say this, I can't remember the levels of one's pro and then premium or something like that. I can't remember, but where I pay for the premium, I pay the biggest. I can send to 8 destinations. I pay for that, and it's expensive, but I'm trying to support them and make them better and give them some money to help them grow. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm kind of like that, but yeah, Jim, you have a question?
The lowest gives us 3, right?
3, that's correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you could go to a Facebook group, a Facebook page, and a YouTube channel. You could do something like that if you wanted to, or you can go to 2. You guys have 2 YouTube channels that you have access to. You could do 2 YouTube and then maybe a
That's
group.
how
or
we'll
page.
do our Monday thing. We go to the
Perfect.
2 YouTubes and 1 Facebook.
Yep. So if I do this right now, I do it and it's sent and it goes right now. This is how it would happen, but I can schedule it for later. This is how I come in and I go and I get my thumbnail for my show. Let's just say I'm doing for the game night. Game night's a perfect example. Let's just throw up there and I take the logo that I want. I apply that. It's all the right measurements, and that's your 1280 by 720, your normal, or your 1080 version, 1920 by 1080 or whatever. You can do either one. So there's that. I've got my image in there. It's going to go to anyone that will accept one. I mean, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I think Facebook and YouTube are the only ones. Twitch never takes your artwork. And so you don't need to have that. And if I'm doing that, let's say I'm doing it for next Friday, the 25th, you can see how far you can go out. It's about 2 weeks is the most you can go out. So you can't do like a month ahead. They don't have any scheduling. You can't repeat an event. If you have the same thing that's like every Monday we go live and we're doing this, you can't set them up right now. There's no scheduling or forward thinking other than 2 weeks ahead. You can get that. So I can put that in. Let's say I go the 25th. We're going to do that at 9:05 p.m. because I never start on time. And then I can customize for each destination. I can actually set the description however I want for each individual one. So if I want to change it just a little bit, I can on those kind of things. The reason I'm not going to this is because if I send this out right now, it's going to be Facebook. It's going to show something. It's going to show something. It's going to show something on all these. And I don't want to do that right now. So that's why I'm not actually sending it. But this is what you do, go through the process. And then once it's done after the next step, boom, you're done. It's set up. And what's cool is it shows up just like this. Like this is a test right here for a test on YouTube only. And I have that test I created a long time ago. So once you have your event, let's say I just created that game. If I know the people that are coming and we're going to invite them into StreamYard, like if we have a guest on our Wednesday show, I can now go get an invite guest link. This is beautiful. I can do this as soon as I can create the event. I can click this. If I click invite guest, right there's the link. I have the link. I copied a clipboard. I can actually send it through Gmail, email, Messenger, whatever. I mean, I can do it through any one of these. So I can copy the clipboard. That's what I usually do. And then I send that to my guest via Hangouts, via email, whatever. That's awesome. And it's so simple. There's nothing for your guests to download. A lot of times they'll ask me, especially like my buddies who have never used StreamYard. They're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? How do I get? I said, you don't have to do a thing. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Now, on game night's different. Game night, I bring everybody into a Zoom, and I don't want to invite anyone to the StreamYard because I'm just broadcasting my OBS into there. And I know that's all everybody's like, oh God, I don't understand what you're saying, but that's how I bring in more than the 10 that StreamYard allows. Plus I get all the graphics and add it where I want because I use a virtual camera to bring that in. So I still bring them in through Zoom. So two different ways of doing it. StreamYard gives you spots like 3 people. You've seen our show where we have us, Heather and I, and then the other person's down below, and I can move them around on screen. I get that. So that's kind of the way that goes. Oops, headset.
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you. Thank you. So that's the difference in doing the, inviting into with you on screen, taking up a spot, that kind of thing, versus bringing in all of that on your own and doing that stuff. It's just a different way of doing it. So I just wanted to explain how I do, like game night's different than our guest on a Wednesday show when we're doing a live stream and using just StreamYard. Yeah, Ron, you have a question. Yeah. And you guys, hey, use the hand raise in Zoom because it'll push it to the front.
Yeah. So
I might be missing people. So if you don't mind, just use the hand raise that's in the feature of Zoom, and that way it pulls you to the front and I can see it. But go ahead, Ron.
So I'm a bit, so, okay, I'm in Zoom, right? I'm in Zoom, I'm doing a show. Mm-hmm. Can I from Zoom then broadcast this to StreamYard?
The only way you can bring Zoom into StreamYard is with OBS or some other software that allows a virtual camera to bring that whole Zoom into StreamYard. As it has to be a virtual camera that's brought up.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Okay. So yes, you can, but no, you can't. Not with StreamYard. I mean, you could share the screen of Zoom, you know, a full screen of Zoom, but that's all they'll see is that. You can't screen share something else. So you could do something like that, but then you're always on the screen share and you're not necessarily have anybody on screen with it. So, I mean, that's kind of silly, but you could do it.
Well, what if you, but so what would be the advantage if you had a show, you're doing a show and you want to stream it, right? Now, right now on Zoom, it's easy to stream to YouTube. You just click the stream and off you go and you're streaming on YouTube in Zoom, right? So would there be an advantage to streaming to StreamYard rather than YouTube?
No.
For the multiple locations.
Yeah, I mean, but that's, you only get one location on the free version of StreamYard. So with the free version, no, there's no advantage. Go ahead, Heather. You were going to add something?
Well, so what I
interactive.
heard Ron ask was, what would be the difference between streaming to YouTube or streaming to StreamYard? StreamYard is what you use to stream to streaming platforms like YouTube, etc. StreamYard does not actually stream anywhere if you don't have a destination you've chosen to go to. It's just a browser window.
It will record a download of it though, but you have to have the paid version to get a down. You cannot stream to somewhere, just go. You have to have a destination, like she said.
Right. So there's no, because really,
but it doesn't have to be live.
So there's no advantage if you're streaming from Zoom to YouTube. There's no advantage in using StreamYard, right?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Right?
I mean, I don't see one's for live streaming. One's for you're just trying to get the recording, I think, right? I mean,
Right.
you don't answer questions on YouTube, right? If they're over there on YouTube, you're not getting any of those questions. You're not answering any of those or getting any of those. StreamYard would give you an advantage if you want to get answers that are out there on YouTube. You can see a whole bunch of, if somebody's watching out on YouTube and all these questions come in, you can pop that question up on screen. You can do all kinds of stuff. So to me, that's an advantage. It's two different operations though. Live streaming is StreamYard. Zoom is for meetings. I mean, it's the easiest. If you watch, I did a video comparison between the two. What's the difference in Zoom and StreamYard? StreamYard is for live streaming. You want that audience. You want to build. You want to get new people, and you want to put their comments up on screen. You're building something. Meetings are just meetings. You're not building anything. No one. I mean, if they happen to get the Zoom link, you're cool. But if they come to your YouTube channel, then that's a whole different thing. So it depends on what you want to get out of it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Lolan, your hand is raised.
It's different things. It's more than one thing. That's what gets confusing. Is StreamYard has the studio stuff built into it, and it's a multi-streamer. It'll do 2 or 3 different things. And if you pay for it, you can go to multiple locations and stream at the same time.
Yep, building
but it also has this really cool studio stuff that is similar to Zoom and OBS, kind of cross-linked. It's so much, but it's easy to use, and that's where its real benefit comes in, I think.
Yep. Lolan, you have your hand raised. Yes.
Well, I think I'm understanding what I'm hearing. So, I have a show where I can have up to 6 or 8 people, and I want everybody in the room. Currently, I do it using OBS and Zoom, and only just sending it to YouTube. So what I'm hearing here is I should be able to just use StreamYard and bring in those 5 or 6 people, have it stream out. So basically, I think what I'm understanding is I don't need OBS and I don't need Zoom.
Okay, so if you want to,
the quick answer is that's correct, but
do you have over 10 people?
Answer.
Do you ever have over 10 people?
No.
Okay. Do you ever have something where you want to bring something from your computer on screen versus a screen share? Or something that you're doing specifically, or 2 or 3 things that you want to do, that like you can add different elements and you can put your own things in OBS. I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you. You're gonna get a real example of that, so you can kind of see. That would be the difference. But you're absolutely right. You don't need the OBS part of it. You don't need it.
Or
You
Zoom.
can do this. What's that?
Or Zoom. You don't need Zoom.
Right.
If you're, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the
You wouldn't.
OBS is probably more important than the Zoom part for what she's saying.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, let's dig a little further. You're going to be able to see, and then we can go through and see that. Mike, did you have your hand raised? No, you took it down. And okay, Dave, you have your hand raised.
Yes, if she does that, will she be able to play her intro and trailer in StreamYard?
Yeah, you can play videos up to, I believe it's now 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, but that's on the paid for version. Paid
Right.
for version gives you the opportunity to play videos. And here's the thing with that. Okay, so if you have a video that you have coming through OBS and you bring up and do, that does it there. If you're doing it from StreamYard, it pulls it, you drop it into your browser, that video, and pull it that way. You can also pull them up where you can download them and have them, which is kind of nice. So if you download that video into StreamYard's interface, and I'm going to show you that, you're going to see some of that. You guys will get a chance to see some of this. But if you have that video in there, like when we do our video intro for our show, then it doesn't matter what device you're on. It doesn't have to be on that device. It's on their server. So that's really kind of nice. So you don't have to go ahead, Heather.
I was going to say, and if you don't have a super awesome computer like Michael does that runs all of the graphics and everything in the OBS that he does, you just, on a Chromebook, for example, you click a button that's browser based. It's inside the browser on their server, and it does not affect your stream quality. It doesn't affect any of that. It's very, very cool. That's how I'm able to do my stream and not have it affect the Twitch stream, because it takes a lot to stream to Twitch.
Yep. So let's get into I'm gonna get into the nitty gritty. You're gonna be able to see some of them. Spotlight myself. I'm gonna share my screen. Go back to sharing my screen. Let's get into some of this so you can kind of see what we're talking about and what we can do, and I can show you some of those differences that maybe this might help some of you. Okay, so I'm going to enter the broadcast studio. When you enter the broadcast studio, a big button there. This is the time when you get ready to go live. You can go in ahead of time. Okay, so I have to allow mic access. Keep in mind, I am in my incognito window. Let me get out of that. Let me just make it this way. Okay. Now I'm in my regular one. So now I don't have to put all those credentials in there. So, and I just got into an incognito window because I wanted to show you how I start out. Okay. So this is exactly what's showing whatever camera I have. I have multiple cameras on my computer. I can change that right here. If I want to change from my OBS, I'm using my OBS virtual camera. So no matter what I do, whatever I show on my OBS camera, like for example, if I go down to my table, let me go down to the table so you can kind of see whatever's on this. This is the benefit of OBS. I can pull this. I can pull in starting soon. I can do all of this stuff. I don't have to worry about having a video, but I cannot do this if I'm on my Pixelbook. And that's why the difference is there that you have that, because I can't download OBS. But this is why I use this here. So that's my OBS camera. I can switch that to my C920, the Snap camera that I downloaded. I showed that fun one. If you haven't seen that tip, you should go check it out. It's pretty fun. This is my IPO. This is my desktop camera. So I can switch to this desktop camera. I can go to the C922. I have this is a capture card that I have for a video camera that I have. OBS camera, then the OBS virtual camera, and then the Lumi one. I have all of those. Anything that's a virtual camera or a regular camera can come in that way. So that's how you can use those kind of things. So any camera like that. My audio, since I use Voicemeeter, everything's brought in through Voicemeeter. Sometimes, just depends if I do it right or not. Anybody that watches my shows knows that I miss that a lot. So, but you can test it, and you can, all this kind of stuff you can do there. And then green screen. Since I use OBS, I have no need for the green screen part. So you'll see it's turned off. And the GPU, I have to readjust that if I did want to use that. And I don't change any of the GPU settings for using their green screen, because if I do, then my green screen doesn't work properly. So I've learned to just use my OBS green screen stuff and just go that way. So that's the settings for those kind of things. I can check at this point, I can change my name if I wanted to. You know, whatever I need to do, it's letting me know that my mic is working. It's really kind of cool. You're getting ready to go into, if you want to come in with your camera off, you can do that. If you want to come in and muted, I can come in that way. Did you notice when I stop camera, I can change this avatar. I can change. So since Heather and I share an account, she doesn't want me popping up if she turns her camera off. She can go in here and edit the avatar for her show and put her logo in there. It's pretty convenient, and you can change it from show to show. You know, if I wanted to put myself in a football helmet for the, fantasy football, I could do that. Something silly. I could do that kind of thing. But that's kind of cool if you're doing that. Okay, so let's enter the broadcast studio. So once I'm in here, this is the environment that you're in. You have all kinds of stuff that is. I'm going to pull up my Epic Pen so I can kind of show you around with arrows and stuff. So I'm going to pull that up. So you can kind of see. Right now, I am not in a part or in the studio at all. You can see that I am down. Oops. Oh, hello. Hit the wrong button there. Sorry about that. Make sure you hit the right buttons when you're doing this. So let's see. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to look right down here. You can see I'm not in the presentation. It's a really cool background that I got. One thing that when you have one background like this though, it's just you. So I lose that background. So when it's just you by yourself, you lose the whole background cool thing that you have there, which is kind of unfortunate. Whereas, and you can see Heather probably could come in. If she comes in, you'll see. That's fine. That's fine when she does. But there's a lot of stuff right here too that you can do. You can change the scenes based on the people and how they show up and that kind of stuff there. You just saw Heather pop in. That's how she came in as a guest. She's not in it yet. As the host, you can add her to the stream and take her out. So what I do is I go like that. This is side by side. It still doesn't show you anything on the background. I really don't like that view because it cuts off. I like to see the full picture. The 16:9 ratio. So I'll do this one. Now you can see that colorful background. You can do all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go over here to the side. Over here, you can see what I like is they give you one comment. It always comes up to this as the default and kind of shows you what that's going to look like. So if you wanted to change the color or to your theme, you can do that again with the paid account, not with the free account. You can't change any colors or customization. So, and you get there's banners. I can set up banners. What's cool here is everybody says, oh, you're limited to the number of banners. Not really, because you can change, like you can see right here, she has some in hers. I have some in mine. I have, when I do the football one, I can separate those banners. Like when we do fantasy football, I can recap last week, who's the surprise player, all that kind of stuff. I can have these pre-done for each different event that I do. And then for our show, here's where I have the after show link, the ones that I pull up and have the tickers. You can see right here. I mean, I know I'm going over a lot of this fast, but I'm just kind of showing you that the possibilities are there. And then the last game, the last one where we went over all the games, I could put those up on screen just by clicking these, and it's a toggle, hide and show. That's the banner section. Then brand right here. I can change the colors. If I want to change that color, Heather has a certain color that she uses, but right here, if you look at the top, this is Michael Daniels. But then when I do the football one, I change everything to red. And notice the background changes and everything. I have downloaded the background right here for the football one. I got an intro video, just a quick that's one that comes with it. I really don't have that myself. And then I can put up this to cover up the whole page, that kind of, I can do things like that. I can add a logo if I had one. But if I come back to the Tinkering with Tech, I already have these. You guys have seen where I put here's a logo up here. I can do a square one. I can do the QR code that I do. I put that up there. It's always in the same spot. You can't adjust that. It is set. And then down here, some overlays. This is stuff that I can do. This is what I put up first. I know. Okay, you got a hand raise. Somebody did. Did they? Yeah, go ahead, Jim, Chris, go ahead.
Just curious, everything you're showing us, is this available on the mobile platform?
Yes, that's what's amazing.
That
It is
is
absolutely
It's exactly like this.
absolutely amazing. It's not an app. It's on mobile. I did a live stream from my phone and did all this stuff, pulled up comments, did everything. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. They really did a great job with that. Yeah, it's incredible. So the backgrounds that you've downloaded, they're there. I mean, you can do all of that. I can change the background to whatever I want. I can change it, to this one or this one that I do for our show. It's incredible. I mean, it's incredible. All these are downloaded. And then here's the video to do the intro. I have, let's say I want to go from the two of us to just one of us. I can click this video. This is a video clip right here. I'll do this, and then I'll go to just me. And so when it comes up, boom, it's going to be just me. Let's say I want to go to Heather and I can go to, I've added this video, and I can go to the both of us. I'm clicking right here to get the two of us side by side, and it's back to side by side. You can do little transitions, but you're working on that the whole time. There's things that you have to do, but it's really kind of cool. I mean, this is how we do our intro. Everybody's seen our intro when we do the Wednesday show. See, and now so that does.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but there was a drop down that came when he put that video on. A drop down came down from the top that said, "Your mic is muted," because that one has sound. The other ones were just transitions. There's no sound. So right, it didn't mute the people. So we could still keep having a conversation while he's doing that transition. It makes for a really cool production.
Yeah, if Heather's talking and I want to do this, because there's no sound attached to this video, I'm going to play that and Heather can still be talking. Now she's not, but that's fine. But I can go to her and boom, and then we could be talking. Now I go straight to her. So you can add transitions like that, but you've got to manually do a lot of work on that. So it is possible, and things like that you can do. It's really quite cool. It's excellent for that kind of thing. Down at the bottom, you can show names or not. A lot of times on game night, since I'm bringing Zoom in and using a virtual camera, I don't want the names displayed because I don't want that covering whatever we're doing in the game. But on this, and I have a guest, we want to see who that is. So we want to bring that on and let that be down in the bottom corner. It's kind of cool. As the host, I can see, okay, this guest is muted. I can see, you can see a lot of things. I can do a lot of things with that guest too. If I wanted to bring Heather, I mean, ladies first, right? I can bring Heather over there. I just drug it over, and she's the one. Go ahead.
I want to add too that that muted mic there is a part of the broadcast. It's not just behind the scenes. It's a part of the broadcast. So it's kind of frustrating. I think that's a negative, but it's a requested removal item.
So
but you can get rid of that by getting rid of the names. Not showing the names doesn't show the muted then.
Right. Yeah. Then you can just go like that. Then you don't have to have that. So there is different scenes that you can do. You can do different things. Whoever's in the leftmost spot, that's who gets on screen as a solo. So if I move myself back, if I'm on the left and I hit solo, I'm the one that comes up. So if you do want to go to solo, that's it can be convenient. But if I want to move her back, I just drag it over, put her there. Jolyn, I see you had a question. Go ahead if it's pertinent to right now.
Just to go over how you're getting those videos and the images and things. You said something about downloading them.
Right here, see it right here. Upload. Excuse me, upload.
I'm one of those sticklers because my computer club members get it wrong all the time. So I just wanted to make sure I was understanding. You're talking about being able to upload content and it stays on their server.
On their server, yeah. So that way, when I'm on my Pixelbook, I can do all of this and have the exact same show, or my phone. I can click that video and start that video the same way because I have uploaded that video clip. So yes, and same thing here. I can upload a background. That's how I got that Christmas one that's back there. I upload logos. I upload logos. I can upload a overlay. Okay. So you guys saw me the other day. Some of you watched in the Pixlr video how I did a lower third. Boom. Now I got a lower third right there. Now notice, Here's the deal though. The lower third goes for whatever's there. Okay. It's not in my video. It's on the complete screen. So it's not really a lower third for me. You know what I'm saying? So,
But you can create a template that would be for two people. You can create that so that you have your own
you could
underneath both of us.
as soon as you invite a guest, that doesn't work. So you just have to know, yeah, you could create one. If you know you're having a guest on, you could have that third person where you could do that. You could create that way. You could certainly do that. But again, you just have to pay attention to what's coming up and all that kind of stuff. But you can create one on the fly. You know, if I wanted to put Heather, oops, I want to try and spell it right. I can do this on the fly. So it's in the middle of the show. You have that. Oh, I didn't save it. What a dummy. And then add banner. So now on the fly, if somebody's giving me their website as they're going, I can do that right away, give that website and put it out there so that they have it. And I can bring that on screen. It's really kind of cool. That's what's kind of nice about Heather and I working it together. I could be doing that kind of stuff while she's putting comments up. Dave, you got a question? Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. The banner, if you add 3 or 4 people, will it cover up the bottom people?
Yes.
Yes, it will. Okay.
Yes, it does not push it up. Yeah. And it depends. On some scenes it does push up and some scenes it doesn't. But if you're screen sharing, like if I were to screen share right now, let me just screen share just so you can kind of see. Let's just do here. So now I have a screen share and stuff and I put a banner up. Let's just put one. See, it covers up the screen share, it covers up everything. So if you have that third person, if we have that third person, sometimes it will cover up, sometimes it won't. Like on this one, I don't think it will, because if you look, you can see you'll be able to see the banner and it doesn't push up. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
then on this one, I believe if I'm not, can you
Yeah,
remember?
this is the one that pushes it up. So if
Okay,
we
it
had a
does
third
push up.
person, they would be the box underneath us.
Right.
And then when you put the banner on, it pushes everything
Mhm.
up.
Yep.
And banner
this-
and comments have the same action, so
Right.
it would do the same thing.
Yeah. If I go to comments and do that, yeah, exactly. Same thing. So
But that's the only one where it shifts up. All the rest of them, it covers up.
correct. So just keep that in mind. If you're doing if I want to do a full page screen share like that, and then I want to say it's covering up half of my presentation, or not half, but lower third of my presentation. So yeah, keep that in mind.
There is one small workaround, sort of under brand, where you change from large to small up at the top. I think it is. Yeah, minimal theme.
Yeah, minimal thing.
Michael
That's
doesn't
right.
like this because he doesn't think that it's what did you say? It's not big enough or something.
Yeah, if it was up to me, it'd be a full page. You wouldn't see anybody. But there's the minimal where it's down there. It's just smaller. It's harder for some people to read. My thing
It's
is
about 30% less. It's about
Yeah.
30% less space than the other banner size.
yeah, my philosophy is it's important for the comment. That's the most important thing. I don't care if it covers me up. Like I'll put myself down in that third position and move my guests up in the top left, so they're always shown. They're always shown. They're always going to be seen. I would rather do that. And I think the comment is the biggest thing. If you're on a mobile phone and you have that minimalized one, you can't see it. I mean, you can, but it's not, I mean, I can, I'm just old. So that's kind of where I am with that and the StreamYard part of doing that kind of thing. We have private chat within here. Heather and I can private chat to one another, and you see it when it comes up. Like if she were to give me something, I would see I think there's a number there. Yeah, there it is. See, she just sent me a private chat. I can see that while I'm presenting and doing whatever. Oh, she's got a question, or I can do this without anybody else out there in the real world seeing that. I just come over here and hit private chat, and then I can see what she has said or whatever. Like she'll say, you need to start wrapping it up, dude. What the heck are you talking about? That kind of thing. But yeah, so there's all kinds of stuff. It's really kind of cool. So in the middle of the show, I mean, you can put that back up there. I mean, you see me during the show. A lot of times I'll put these, join the Tinkering with Tech community. You can have the ticker going. while you're asking everybody for questions, so you can have a banner and the ticker. I have to come back over to comments. I can click comments and I can pull the comments up. Oops, there you go. Heather's taking it off. There's comments while the ticker is going.
We do this
so
to each other all the time while we're doing this.
We
so
do. We do.
Thought I would just demonstrate that.
Yeah, exactly. When you have two people, it can get tough. But anyway, there you go. Time. There you go. See, but you can, this is way you have to toggle around. So you can see, I want to put a banner. I have to come over here to put the banner up. And then if I want to go get comments, I have to come over here and get the comments. So it is kind of awkward, and why it's nice to have two people, and why we've been pushing for them to have a co-host ability. It's really kind of nice, would be a nice thing, but they haven't gone to that yet. So, like I said, there's 3 different ways to do this. You can have, boom, you can have your guest speaker talking while the screen shares small. You can do, stuff like that. But these are all templates, and you can't have all the people on the left and the share on the right. You can't do any of that kind of stuff. So
one more thing to show is I can do it. So here we are having our little chat, and we're demonstrating this item over here, and it's just Michael is the one who's talking about this, and he doesn't necessarily want to have everybody, all the panelists. You just go over to is it mine? Yeah, mine and remove. Is it remove?
Don't I do solo or no?
How do you remove me from you and I sitting there?
You would have to do that. You would have to. Yeah.
Yeah. So
now
it's like that.
Yeah, and she would not be heard then either.
Right, I would not be heard. But here's a trick. Here's a trick that I found doing this during whatever we do.
Mm-hmm.
There's an option to,
stop mic and cam.
Yeah. So if I mute my camera, my camera, then I'm just an avatar. You can see that down there. I'm Michael's avatar. But there is an option in settings to where it won't show people whose avatars are in. So I could still be a part of the broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
I could still be a part of the broadcast as far as my voice is concerned, but not necessarily be on screen. So that might be something you're interested in too, that you want to be able to have your guest talking about the thing that they're screen sharing, and you're doing all this button pushing in the back of the scenes, but be able to talk to them, but not necessarily have yourself be visibly seen on screen, hunting and searching for the next thing to click. If that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that correctly, but the bottom line is I could still be in here in the video broadcast, voice only. And no, the people watching would not see me looking for all of my buttons I'm pushing and stuff, but I could still participate with my voice. I hope that made sense.
Yep. Now she has no idea how to bring herself back.
Oh no, I do.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's like that, but you needed to turn off that whatever. Feature? It's audio avatars. Yeah. So in settings.
There it says it up top. Heather K is in the stream with audio only. So in settings.
Back in settings where you were.
Here.
No, the settings on the right, aren't they different?
I don't know. No, tell me.
Yeah, that is. It's general. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm doing it on 2 different screens. I got this one over here and this one over here. Yeah, so the uncheck that box, audio avatars, you uncheck it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that makes people who don't have their camera turned on, they're still there, but they're not on screen.
Yep, but they're still heard.
I hope that's clear, yeah.
Yeah, I know. We just really went deep and confused the heck out of you guys. But it's really kind of cool.
I just wanted to that's an option that people do want to have, though. So you got to show that that's possible. Also, I saw in there, shift videos up for comments and banners. So you can actually turn that off.
Yeah.
So it won't do the shift.
Yep. Definitely. We're coming up on the hour here. A lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of things you can do. One thing is really nice. If I have 3 let's say I have Facebook and I have YouTube and I have Twitch. If I am, let's say I'm sending to all of them, but I want to keep the YouTube because I want to record further, but I want to I can stop Facebook. I can go here and I can remove Facebook, and then Facebook is no longer recording. It stops. If I wanted to stop the Twitch, I go into Twitch and stop that, but I want to keep recording of the YouTube. That's really, really cool that you're able to do that. They give you that option that you can do that. Stop one of the streams or whatever. You know, if you have something special for if you're doing YouTube unlisted, but you're doing Facebook live, if you wanted to do something with the community, like if I want to do something with the community and just keep recording on YouTube, I can keep going there with the recording, but turn off Facebook. Mike, did you have a question? Raise your hand. No, I can't.
Nope, you covered it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and then this is go live and it gives you a second chance. One thing I like that they do is that you can go in and you can say, do you really want to go live? So if you hit that button by accident, it's okay. Like if I go right here, oops, I didn't mean, not yet. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then I can do that. I can edit. This is kind of cool too. It gives you the ability right here. Remember how I said when I set it up, I can edit any one of those. One thing about Facebook, if you don't go live within 5 minutes, let's say you're having issues and you don't go live within 5 minutes, Facebook will say, you're not going to be able to record to Facebook. So what you can do is you can go in and edit Facebook, go into that destination and change it, change the time on that one. So that way, that's what I did on Game Show last night because I wasn't ready. And then when I did, I could just go in and edit. It's really cool. They thought of a lot of stuff. But you can invite the guest from while you're in here. So if you're waiting until 10 minutes before, I can boom, invite a guest. Same thing that I got before with inviting the guest in the clipboard. I just copy to the clipboard and go. So there you go. There you go. Heather changed her logo down there. There you go. But I can mute, you know, here's where you mute and your camera. You can do things from in here. I can mute right here. I can go to solo layout from here. I can remove from the stream. I can do all kinds of stuff. If Heather gets back in, she's in, but there you go. So now she's in. I can actually, with the two of us in there, I can hit the three dots on hers. I can do those same thing, unmute, solo layout, and remove from stream, etc. As the host, I have the ability to do those kind of things. I can do for me, that kind of stuff. So there's options there. Like I said, the drag, I really love this feature. I screamed for that in Zoom forever. And as soon as StreamYard came out with it, Zoom came out with it.
Crazy.
It was.
That was crazy. It was within just a couple of days of each other.
It was nuts. So, but this is the interface as you're going. So if we're doing a show and we're talking, and that's why I wanted to show you. So if I wanted to go from, let's say I do this little thing here, and then I want to do a solo layout of Heather, I can go there. Then that takes to the solo layout of her. She's doing her talking. She's talking away, and I want to go to another scene, and then I go to here where I want to bring both of us back. You can make these a lot shorter too. These transitions, it brings it right there. You can do that kind of thing. Here's a 30 countdown timer that StreamYard gives you. So that's there. And it says Mike is muted while the video plays. And you can start and stop your videos that quick. And what's nice is I can do this from my phone. I can do this from once I have it downloaded here or uploaded, excuse me, I'm using the wrong terminology again. Once I have it uploaded here, I can do this from my Pixelbook. I can do this from my phone. I can do a whole live production with all these same things. I don't have to worry about going and finding it. Is it in my Google Drive or is it on my computer? Because once you put it here, it's in their servers and I'm using it from there. It's really quite cool. So if you have something during the middle of the show, you could actually, banners that you might have your YouTube banner at the bottom or your Instagram banner at the bottom and things like that, join the Tinkering with Tech community. I can add all of these. It makes for an easy way for production. When I say easy, yeah, there's a lot to it and I'm showing you a lot of things, but once you get comfortable with where you have to go for certain things, it really does make it easy. I mean, our Wednesday show has become, especially with two of us, it's just super fantastic. I mean, it really is because she can deal just with the comments, making sure, and she knows how important to me comments are because that interaction and that engagement is what makes it work. And I see Chris and Jim, you have a hand raised.
Um,
Yes.
Everything you've shown us has just been what StreamYard has, but you still use OBS
I
when
do.
you're on StreamYard, right?
Good point. Yes, on in the game show. So let me show you. So what I would do there is Heather wouldn't be here. I would be using this. So if I want to show my bottom screen, I would just do this and the live production. Or if I'm going to switch scene collection, I'm going to go to one of my game shows. And it's going to be weird because you guys, it's just going to be wonky. But anyway, I'll show you. So if we're playing the Plus Word game show, I go to that scene collection and it's going to take a couple seconds for it to get there. OBS is just wonky that way. So that's why I have to get in there very early and make sure that I have all this set up because it's pulling stuff from my external hard drives and all the different things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then, so it's kind of a pain. So when I go to everyone, this is the scene that I have. So all of you in OBS would come over in this big square over here. So if I have this right here, this area right here, that is where all of the Zoom people would. And then I have the scoreboard would be here. And then my video like it is would be there. So I have all those things that I bring in because I want this setup to be like this. I don't want it to be where the two squares are side by side and I can't edit that and change that. So everything that I do, so when I do team 1 against team 2, I'm pulling the Zoom. What I do is player 1 is right here and player 2 is right here. They're sitting there helping and giving each other out. And then I have a timer down here. So I can customize my screen the way I want it. That's why I do this. And I have that
OBS.
in OBS. This is OBS virtual camera. So if you notice, Heather can be in here helping me with comments, but she's not part of this. All I'm doing is showing OBS. This is why you would use OBS to set up things the way you want, bring your guest in Zoom the way you normally do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's
And
the
also
difference.
having more than being able to have more than
10.
10 guests at a time.
More than 10 guests at a time. Yes, exactly. So I think that answered your question, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is because I can make this graphic how I want this graphic. On StreamYard, if I just go straight up with StreamYard, if I do go to Heather and I as guests on there together, if I can, I don't know why it won't. What's it doing?
You're showing.
Huh?
Well, I'm not in there. Did you got to add?
Yeah.
me.
Oh, there we go. There you go. That's right. You're there. So see, so what that does is what I want to present is over there on the left. And because in StreamYard, it's us two side by side with their graphics, with their stuff. So could I do this game show from my Pixelbook? Absolutely not. Because I can't download OBS to my Chromebook or my Pixelbook. So I can't do the same thing that I wanted to. So if you get everything on StreamYard, then you have all of those videos and things like that and all that kind of stuff. If you notice, my OBS virtual camera only covers me. It only covers what I'm doing. I can switch my camera right now over to, let me go to my C920. There we go. So now it's just a regular camera. But if I bring in that OBS virtual camera, go back to it, it's showing that whole game show scene. It's bringing that. And then I would have to go back to just me. So that way, that's what's being presented. All the Zoom is inside of this area. This is the Zoom right in here where I'm bringing guests in. So that's all in OBS, like Heather said. So that's the difference. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good. So that's the clarification in why you might want to still use OBS and still use Zoom. You know, those might be the whys. You know, like Heather, I'm going to put you on screen because that's let me spotlight you. Well, maybe I will. Yeah, replace spotlight. So this is a perfect example I'm going to show right now. This is Heather. See, she wants to have some art over there to the right. She wants to have these floating things in. She wants to have her own banner created the way she wants it to be, with all of her Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that, plus her in a circle. That just looks graphically pretty awesome. And she's back behind, and she does this all in OBS. All of this is in OBS. That's what the way she wants to present. If you're in StreamYard, you're restricted to those rectangles that are on screen with your guests. It's simple. It's easy. You know, OBS gives you that extra element that maybe you want to build up. So it's all in how you do that. Lolan, you have a question.
Yes, I'm still curious. In StreamYard alone, are you confined to only seeing 3 of your guests on screen at one time? In other words, if I had 6 people, 6 or 8 people, is there any way within StreamYard alone that you can see all of those people on screen together?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give you right now the invite link to come in here. Okay. I'm going to give it to you in Zoom. I'm going to open up the chat here. You guys come in right now. Click that link. You're going to come right into this StreamYard. Go ahead, Heather.
This is going to be a lot of echo.
Yeah, you need to mute. Yeah, you need to mute.
It's
sure.
more than just mute. You have to mute the
is.
site too, which is one thing that I was going to say when you were talking about the game show.
Yeah.
As Michael's helper, I go into StreamYard, I mute the site, the tab, I mute that, and I'm muted as well, so that he can't hear anything if he were to accidentally put me into the stream.
Right. Exactly.
Because you get an echo from StreamYard and Zoom. Even if you're muted, it doesn't matter. You will still get it because the tab itself is not muted, and they don't separate out sound the same way.
That's right. Lots of echo. She's right. So for example, now right here, you're not added. Hold on. Okay. So now I add Jim, I add Mike. You're probably getting double sound right now. But do you
have
see
to go
Lolan?
up and right click on the tab and mute site.
Right click on the tab.
Yep, on the StreamYard tab, right click up there and mute site, so you don't get the echoes from
There we
everybody.
go.
Yeah. I learned this a long time ago.
Yeah.
One of our game shows.
These are the people that came in. So hopefully that answers your question. All they do is come into StreamYard. They come up on screen. You can have up to 10. There'll be 10 people there. And that's the way that works. Jolyn, you have your hand raised.
Are we now?
Yes. I have 2. The first one is an analogy. Could we say that StreamYard, okay, Zoom is the meeting, StreamYard is the production department, OBS is the creative arts department. Does that fit the scenario?
That's a really good way to look at it. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you. Okay. The other question is, and you may be getting to this at some point, is the pricing and what you get from each part of StreamYard that's offered. I mean, the free version, pro version, premium version, whatever else there is.
Let's go out of the studio. I'm going to go out of the studio. And you can go to my account, and you can go to, I think can't remember, billing, maybe? Yeah, change plan. Let's see what the plans are. There they are. StreamYard branding in your streams for the free one. Streaming limits, 6 on-screen participants, and then all the stuff for the $20 a month. And you can save $60 by doing it annually. There's $39 a month or $120 for the professional. You get 10 on-screen participants, 6 on-screen participants for the free version. So there it is right there. Anybody can go in. When you go into your account, you can click up here and click my account. You can come into the billing section and you can go into that. And it tells me my current plan and choose a plan. Overlays, full HD is added with this. You also get 8 destinations instead of 3. Recording 8 hours stream versus 4-hour stream. So there you go. That's pretty much what it is right there in a nutshell. And you can go there and access that.
Michael, someone recently asked me if StreamYard has an affiliate, because they wanted you to get credit if they signed up. I don't know if they do or not.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Does StreamYard have an affiliate? If you were to
Yes.
recommend people, do you get a credit?
Yes.
Is there a
Yes.
special link for that?
Yeah, you have, I think it's, where is it? Referrals right here. If you go into referrals, you can get the address here. You can get claim pending referrals and clicks and everything. You can copy the
Okay.
invite link, share on Facebook, share on Twitter. Yeah.
Okay.
So when
good to
you
know,
refer,
because I did
One
have
thing-
somebody ask me that, and I wanted
Right.
to make sure that you got.
I
that.
will,
Yeah.
I will say that I don't do referrals because I want their money to go to them and make them better. I told them that. I said, I'll never use a referral. Because I don't care about the money. I care about them getting better and putting it into their features. And they said, thank you. But my thing is that, on the referral part, just make sure that you, it's kind of silly in my opinion. Cause let's say if somebody's here right now using the free account, that means you already have an account. So if you use my referral, I get no credit for that. Because you become a paid member, I get no credit in a referral. I said, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Or don't you want that money? So to me, that's dumb. So and everybody tries something anyway on their own. You can just go to StreamYard.com and start using it. So that was kind of silly to me. So I said, no, that's dumb. I'm not doing a referral program like that. I thought you wanted the paid for account. So, but anyway, that was just me.
Yeah, it's kind of too bad that if someone's tried it and then ignored it for a couple of months and then see you using it and you convince them through your presentation, convinces them that that's what they need.
Yeah.
You don't get a credit for that.
That's
if
right.
you wanted it, like in this case, you don't, but you know what I mean? Like you don't get.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I
You
think
can't
I told them that. I said, this is the stupidest referral program I've ever heard of. Just because I introduced them to it, that's dumb. If they start paying for it, that's when I should get a referral. Don't you want paid customers? That's kind of what I said to them. But anyway, but you know me, I voice my opinion and give my feedback and whatever. So anyway, all right. Let's any other questions? I'm going to stop with that right now just because we're way over as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully everybody learned a little something. I hope you did. Does anybody have any questions or anything on that, or I don't know, think that you might use it or think it might be appealing to you? There's a couple of things to gather out of this. Remember, it's a streaming service versus a meeting place or a webinar. It's not for webinars. There's software for webinars. You can use it that way, and people do use it that way. They do an unlisted to YouTube. They get all their comments on YouTube. Everybody pushes those comments so they can pull them up on screen. It's great visually. It's a great way to do that because people ask all the time. Let's put it this way. StreamYard has referred people to me and said, Michael Daniels works with Zoom and all this kind of stuff. He'll show you how to get comments up in a Zoom meeting. I can't do that because that's not possible because you're not live streaming somewhere. Those comments in Zoom will never, ever come up on screen. I've sent Zoom feedback since way back, probably 2016 when I started, or 17 probably, with Zoom, and said, you need to bring comments up on screen. It's great for the recording. It's pertinent during the time you're talking. That would be amazing in a meeting or a webinar. You should be able to do that. And they just didn't listen. So, so there's no way to get that comment from Zoom. What you could do is you could keep chat from going in Zoom and force them to go to your unlisted YouTube if they want to leave a comment, because you're streaming to YouTube. Give them the link to the unlisted video. If they want to leave a comment, they leave a comment in YouTube. Now bring StreamYard in and bring the comment on your screen only because you're using OBS. So there is a way to do some things, but it's a hell of a workaround. But it's great because you get something on screen, and that's what people want. They want they think of the feeling you have when somebody uses your comment. It's like dopamine. It's like, awesome, man. Somebody used my comment. They care about what I said, or I'm part of it now. So that's the thing. People want that. And that's why I was trying to convince Zoom before they went through, just got inundated more than anything else is the easiest way to put it. But back when they used to communicate with us one-on-one, Andrew and I and stuff, because we actually knew the guys that did all of the different events and
But
their
that's
help.
Zoom and this is StreamYard.
Correct.
So
Correct. Yeah. 100%. I know.
just bringing you back, reeling you
I
in,
know.
reeling you
Thanks. I
in.
appreciate it. All right, Lola, and you have a question. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to decide
Mhm.
if I really need both Zoom and StreamYard.
I mean, that is something that you have to decide what you want to do.
I do use OBS, and I'm thinking that if I continue to use OBS and just streamed out to StreamYard from OBS and carry on, would that work?
Yeah. Again, what's your goal? What is your goal? What are you trying to achieve? What do you want to do? How many people do you want to have on? All those kind of things. Do you want to live stream or do you want to have a meeting? You said your first statement was, do I want to keep Zoom or StreamYard? Two different things.
Yes, I know.
Two different things. Yeah. So what you have to decide is, okay, I want to live stream. I want to get the word out. I want to go to as many places I want. That's not Zoom. That's StreamYard. So you could skip Zoom, just use StreamYard, bring all your guests in there. You saw how I demoed and showed that. That may be the option you want to go, and maybe do that a couple of times. See if that's something that you want to do, because it still sends to those channels that you want to go to.
Yeah.
I would go ahead, Heather.
Well, and I would say that if you don't have ever any more than 6 if it's free, 10 if you're paying, if you don't ever have any more than that people in, you can still have a meeting inside of StreamYard without ever going live, because as you saw, there were 4 people in that thing and we were not live. All 4 of those people could talk to each other and still converse and everything else. And if you wanted to go live and record it to an unlisted video, you know, see, it's nothing different that way, but it really is what Michael said. What is your end goal and what would be the best tool to achieve that?
Yeah, Dave, you have your hand next. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, Loanne, if you're going to go to StreamYard, you wouldn't need OBS, because OBS would only affect your settings. It wouldn't go on and show on mine or anybody else that was a guest. So it would only, the only reason you would use that is if you wanted to have your own background and you didn't want to use StreamYard's background, or you wanted to add.
It's not the only reason to use it, but yes, it enhances her production of what she would be presenting on from her camera.
But it isn't going to affect the whole aspect. It's not going to affect everybody else.
Correct. Jim and Chris, you have your hand raised. You're muted or something, because we don't hear you.
Yeah, I muted my microphone. Sorry. If you are, okay, resolution was my question. Does StreamYard set a resolution when it goes out, or is that resolution set, say, at YouTube? Can you change that resolution?
Okay, so
720 or 1024 or
yeah, it's a good
question.
It's a good question. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the middle paid version and the lower version goes out at 720. Whatever your destination will handle, it will go to that. But I think it goes 720. And when you want to go to 1080 and push out to 1080, you have to go to the ultimate paid one, the one that I'm on. Like when my cast goes, but if YouTube doesn't take 1080, it doesn't matter anyway. If YouTube's getting bogged down and they're receiving it and they're just getting it at 720, it's all you're going to get is 720 live. It'll eventually get there. You know what I'm saying? It'll catch up and you'll get that. Have you ever seen when you see a recording, it says like HD and then it'll switch over to SD and then it'll switch over to HD?
Mm-hmm.
It'll come in time and you'll get that.
StreamYard is sending it out at 720 at the low and the first level.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's an echo in the background. Yes, Heather. Yeah, there is.
I'm over here frantically trying to quit whatever.
No, I think it's if
Jim
Jim mutes while I talk, then you won't hear that echo. Yeah, like now you won't. If I talk now, you won't hear it. He has something
Huh.
that's getting the echo to come back through
Yeah.
whenever I'm talking or whatever. So, yep. So anyway, so yeah, I think that answer. Yes, Chris, you have a question? No?
I have a question unrelated to StreamYard. I don't know if you're ready.
Okay, let's go ahead and end the recording. How's that? I think that's plenty of time for people to come back and rewatch that. It's gonna be a lot to rewatch. Anything
And
else?
nobody had
I
any
just
more
want to say
questions?
thank you so much, Michael. This is very helpful for me.
Good. Good. I hope
Yeah.
I hope so. That's what it's all about. That's why I wanted to do it for everybody. So I'm going to stop the recording and